This conference will now be recorded.
Hey, hi all, welcome to the session.
Hi.
Hi. Hi. So before I proceed, right,
Right.
let's have a little bit of introduction, right? Just what's your name? Are you working? Are you trying to move technology? So just a basic thing about yourself, right? So that I can take this demo in that level, like according to your requirement. Anyone would like to introduce yourself, right? Just your name, where are you working, like are you a fresher? Are you experienced? I am trying to move a technology. Anything is fine.
Hey,
Just five
let
minutes will spend time.
yeah, let me start. Are you able to hear me, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, my name is Suresh Kumar. You can call me Suresh. I have overall 23 years of IT experience. I'm working as a QA manager.
Okay.
Most of my technology is now shifting onto AWS and then DevOps implementations. So I just want to get hands-on on this so that if my team members are communicating something, so that I can cope up with them. So that is my main motto of joining this session.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Take care.
Anyone would like to go?
Yes, this is Vamshi. I have completed my master's in computer science, and I'm in job market looking for positions for data engineer and DevOps. So I was willing to learn AWS or any cloud service. So in cloud service, I have choose to learn AWS. That's the main reason behind joining this session.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else would like to go? Yes. Anyone would like to introduce yourself? Any more guys?
Hi, my
Okay.
name is Lakshmi.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Eh, My name is Lakshmi. I am fresher. I would like to learn DevOps and I'm trying to job.
Okay. Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone?
Hi, this is Nitin.
Hi, Nitin.
Yeah, actually, I've done my master's in CIS, Computer Information System. So I'm in the job market. So currently, I'm seeking to learn like AWS DevOps. The combination of both of cloud
Okay.
service. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it about
That that's wonderful. Thank you.
it. Yeah.
Anyone else would like to go? Feel free, it's not compulsion, like just to make you comfortable, that's it.
Hi, my name is Mansoor, and I'm from a mechanical engineering background, and I want to switch my career into DevOps.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. Okay, fine. Okay, that's fine. So some people may be comfortable, some may not be. It's absolutely fine. Okay. So before I move into this agenda of DevOps, let me introduce myself. My name is Sagar. I'm the trainer for this DevOps in AWS. I'll be teaching you end to end this complete course. So coming to my experience, I have total 12 plus of years of experience in industries. Okay, where I started my career somewhere in 2011. Uh, then I moved to Wipro as an intern in Bangalore. Then I started my career with TCS. Then I moved to Infosys. Then I started my career with Mastercard. So currently I'm working. So I take the sessions in the morning. Okay, in the morning sessions I take the sessions, and then afternoon I start my job. So I'm a working uh, employee where I am a team lead, where I manage 10 people under me. So apart from this, like I train like this individual batches. We get some consultancy batches. We have some US based batches where students who are in their last semesters, so they join us. So that's overall about me. Uh, Coming to today's agenda, so this is the agenda for today. We'll be learning about DevOps overview,
Hello,
cloud
Sagar.
computing.
Your voice
Sorry,
is not clear, if you don't mind. Is
my
it
voice is not
from my
clear.
end? Yeah, yeah.
Is it for
Is it
everyone
from my
or
end, or is anyone facing the same issue?
For me, it's clear.
Yeah,
It's
it's
clear.
pretty clear.
It's pretty
it's
clear.
clear?
Okay, okay. Let me check from my side.
So cloud computing, AWS cloud engineering, and the most important thing, guys, if the person is experienced or the person is fresher, doesn't matter. The main thing is this one: industry is using DevOps in AWS because this is where your end goal lies. This is where you have to go and search the job where you're going to explore your career. Okay, and the last thing is the journey. How do you start the journey? Okay, how do you make the journey fruitful? Okay, what steps you have to take in a journey? So we'll be speaking about those as well. Fine. So before we dwell into this part, let me walk you through a little bit of prerequisite which will clear your doubts. Okay, so very first, guys, most of the guys might be working in IT. You might be already a professional. Okay, people who are a fresher, okay, or a professional, doesn't matter. So main thing is time and patience, guys. Okay, because the time and patience will pay you a good fruitful result. Why I'm saying, because this is one of the digital course. Okay, it is named as one of the digital course which is demand in the market. Okay, and coming to this time and patience, why I'm stressing on this word is because maybe you start initially with less salary, or you might already have a good position and experience in industry. But what happens is this DevOps has lot of demand in the market, not only Indian market, also in other countries there's a lot of demand for this. Okay, why? Because if I give a simple example to you, right? Take an amazon.com. Okay, take your amazon.com. Okay, if you take an amazon.com, initially when you see amazon.com, right? This is not Amazon. Amazon is here. Okay, so if you see this Amazon, how much change you see daily? Do you see this website changing daily? We don't see this website changing daily. Hardly we see one of things getting changed. So that means what is here is there are two people sitting here, dev and ops. So in this situation, what happens is we are the second part here, ops. V stands for ops, dev is a developer. So here what happens is Initially, when a developer build his websites, he has a lot of demand. But once the website is stable, the demand starts for operation guy, and it stays until the website dies. Is Amazon going to die? Is Amazon going to shut down the business? Think about it. Just Amazon, I'm speaking. How many websites are there in the world? You can't even imagine. So your work is, okay, your work is with your completely until the product dies. Okay, you'll be staying with the product or a company or a software until that software is completely closed. So imagine that how long your job is there. It's a long term. Okay, your job is still long term. So that's why the demand for this is very high. Okay, we'll come back to it. And most thing, coming to salaries, initially you may get less salary. Okay, initially you may, when you start, some companies give less, but wait for 1.5 year, and when you jump, it goes to 100%, 200%. We have seen candidates going to 300% of hike as well, because it's most demanded in the market. Okay, moving on, basics of Linux and shell scripting. Why? Because till now, okay, till now we might be habituated to use the windows or use Mac or something, right? But when it comes to real time, people use Linux operating system. Why? Because it is much more secure. Your real time websites are used on Linux, so you require a basics of Linux. Don't worry about that, we are going to teach you. Okay, we are not going to teach you basics, we are going to teach you advance of Linux. Okay, because that is required, because that is a base pillar for your DevOps and your AWS. So it's simple, right? If you want to use a computer, you have to learn Windows operating system or any operating system. Same way here also, Linux operating system is mandatory for us, and shell scripting is for the automation. Then we're going to teach this both. This is a prerequisite for the course which we're going to teach you. And then anyone who is passionate to quick start, they can start. There is no hard prerequisite. That means you require a prior knowledge, you require a different knowledge. No, doesn't matter. In today's world, you learn data science, you learn data engineering, you learn development. This is becoming mandatory. The operating system is becoming mandatory anywhere, because the real-time system works on Linux operating system. That's the reason you, doesn't matter which technology you learn, you should have a knowledge of Linux OS, because your work is done inside that OS. Then programming knowledge is not mandatory for a DevOps. Okay, if someone is already a developer, okay, he is learning DevOps, then it's a benefit for him. DevOps with your development activities. Or for us, it is not mandatory, not required at all, because we are purely working with the tools. We are not going to touch any kind of a coding. Then graduate, undergraduates, non-IT background, IT background, everyone can attend this program, because it's a scratch. You're learning from the scratch. We are not telling that there's some hard prerequisite somewhere you require this knowledge or require the experience. No. So anyone can do this one. Anyone can start. We have seen people from MBBS background started their career. They are working. We have seen people from MBA background. We have seen people from done their diplomas. They have came here, right? So a lot of civil engineer guys, right, who civil engineer, electrical background people, they come from the BTECs and they start this. So there's no hard prerequisite anywhere. And coming to your course outline, this is how we have designed it. Introduction to DevOps world. Okay, so 1 or 2 days we'll be spending on this, because understanding what is DevOps is very important. Okay, before you start learning DevOps, understand the process of DevOps, how process DevOps works. Okay, where it fits. Okay, what are the different models of that. Okay, all these are important, because it's not just for your understanding, it's also in terms of interview, because our end goal is cracking the interview. Because this course is designed in such a way where you learn theoretical, where you learn practical, also you learn in terms of interview. Because it's not that 2.5 months of you learn the course and then you spend 2 months again for doing a practical and then you go for the interview. No. So within the time of the course, you should also start preparing for the interview. As soon as you complete the course, take 1 week of time and start giving the interviews. Don't wait for a longer time, months, 2 months. No, it's just an interview, guys. Go ahead. What will happen? Just 1 hour of time, right? Either it is yes or no. It is success, it's failure. That's it. Nothing else is there apart from that. If it is a success, go ahead if you want. It's a failure, it's a learning. Come back and again give a new interview. So that's why this has to be done in this, where first is introduction to DevOps world. This will help you in the manager rounds. Okay. Linux administration is must. You have to learn it, because this is it is good. Why? Because if you learn this properly, this too you'll play around. It will just, we'll just move on with this very quickly, okay, because this is the base. Whatever you learn here, that you'll be using it here, okay. And then your DevOps tools and your AWS, you can start either with AWS or DevOps, both are fine, both are individual, both are not that connected, okay. So you can start individually. And then most important thing, interview guidance. Doesn't matter he's an experienced person, he's a fresher, or he's from different background. Because when you go for the interview is 100%, okay. If you take an interview, if 100% of the interview, 50% is technical, 50% for percentage is your interview skills, the way you speak, the way you put yourself in front of them, the way you show your mindset, your maturity, okay. Okay, that all matters here. So guys, it's not that just technical, I'll prepare, I go for the new, that doesn't work. Why? Because interview already know what is DevOps. When he's taking an interview, he knows everything about DevOps. What he's taking your confidence, the way you answer, the way you speak, the way you think and answer the question. That is what he's looking. He's not looking for an answer. Answer is there in the Google. Whatever you're speaking, it is there in the Google. He wants what you understand from the DevOps. What is your opinion on the DevOps, right? All these things matter. So that's why I prepare for the interview as well. Okay. Because your communication skills, there's no hi-fi English required. It's like a basic English which a front person can understand properly. Okay. A proper flow is required. So put effort in this. Okay. There are students who are excellent in DevOps links in AWS. But when it comes to interview, there's a fear in them, that confidence never builds. So build it from now. That's why we're giving so much of theory, so much of practical for you. Then moving on, course overview. Okay, these are 15 plus tools which we are going to cover here, okay, as part of this course. And then these are the projects. Projects are not for just a college project or something. This project is for you enhance your knowledge, to put your knowledge whatever you gain, so that you'll understand that in the real time how the work is happening, how your day-to-day life looks, what level of projects a company creates, what level of structure a company has. So that we are creating here. Behind every tool, after five tools, you'll be starting this one. Then six tools will add one more project, seven tool will add one project. So one projects will start one project. Okay. So this is how it is designed, because behind every tool will be putting some diagrams, putting some architecture, so that you understand how the real-time flow looks. Okay. Now what are the knowledge you gained in the sessions, what are you doing, how to put that knowledge inside a project and implement it. Okay. Because that will give you more hands-on knowledge. Just doing a daily task will not give you. Beyond that, how do you put that effort, how do you draw a diagram, how do you understand the flow which connects with, how do you integrate one tool to other tool. All these things are defined here. Okay, that is with the diagram. First you draw a diagram, understand the structure, then based on that you create your steps, how do you start working on it. Fine. No. So I hope you guys, this course, I got most of the thing people got this course, what do you call it, course agenda. Okay. So this is how we start with the DevOps introduction, your operating system, okay, your good amount of operating system knowledge is there. Then your DevOps tool starts from here, all the DevOps tools, okay. Behind every DevOps tools there are some scenarios, we put some scenarios, okay. There are some interview questions, okay. All these things we prepare it, okay. And then once this tools are going in between, only we also put some troubleshooting steps. Behind every tool there are 10 troubleshooting steps, okay. There are some tips and tricks, how do you use. So all that things is done. Once you do it, okay, your projects will be done. And then your cloud engineering, you start with AWS, you start with DevOps, doesn't matter, both are individual, you can start, okay. You can start individually both of them. And then once it is completed, the most important thing, put effort in this, guys, okay. Put effort in this, so that it will help you, it will help you here. Because main thing is, goal is not your hands on. Because when you go for the interview, there's no time. 45 minutes of interview, 10 minutes is your self introduction, 10 minutes is a casual talk, 20 minutes you have. In that 20 minutes, who no one will give you practical. This is, I'm clearly telling this, no one is going to give you practical in 20 minutes. That 20 minutes you have to speak. So read more theory, do the practical. I'm not saying don't do the practical, do it the practical, but concentrate on theory. Because when you speak, there is a fear in you. That fear, in that fear, what will happen? You forgot half of the stuff. So when you don't read, you should have a content inside you. Only if there's a content, the content will come out when you sit in the interview. Otherwise content will not come out. Okay, because first of all, when you learn, when you learn the course for the first time, it looks little bit unknown, right? Or like a Greek and Latin. But second time when you start reading again the same thing, you understand little bit. Third time when you read, you become. So that is how any technology, not only this, you learn any technology in the world, it is the same thing. So put effort. I am giving you everything: running notes, diagram, documentation, recorded videos, whatever we do it here, everything I'm giving you. Okay, people who are from non-technical to technical also, no issues. It's all your game of your resume. If you prepare your resume well, you can turn everything from non-technical to technical. No need to change any document, nothing. Everything legally you can do it. Okay, that is possible. Okay, that is possible. Fine, let's move on. One is on mute. Okay, fine. So let's move on from here. Let's come. Okay, please be on mute, guys. If someone is unmuted. Okay, I'll just then take 10-15 minutes. Then we'll speak about real time, and then I'll open for 5 to 10 minutes question and answer, and then we'll go for the diagrammatic mode. Okay, let's. So now, why is this DevOps? Before I go to what is DevOps, okay, see who is this DevOps? Dev and Ops. Dev and Ops. Simple. Dev is a developer. Ops is an operation. And before I start this course, we don't use any PPTs. Okay, so PPTs is not encouraged. Everything is in the form of notes. Whatever you teach here, okay, these are all the previous sessions we are teaching here. Everything in the form of notes. Doesn't matter whatever it is, everything I'll give you a notepad, one PDF where you have documents. Okay, everything is tracked properly day by day, what you're teaching. Everything, what are the output we are going to execute. I'm going to, if a class is 1 hour, half an hour is theory, half an hour is practical. I'll first teach you everything, the diagrammatic way and everything, your commands and everything. Then we execute that in front of you. So everything, it's not only one course. Any tool you see, any tool output, any tool you see, it is there. Okay. What are the nodes, document, everything is shared to you. You can download from that, from your drive. Okay, it is given to you. There's no hidden. It's Linux or it's everything. Anything, it is taught in the same way. Okay, everything, even the theory I'm writing here, so that it will help you. Okay, theory is also there, practical also there. Okay, both will help you, because sometimes some people don't get out of the busy schedule, they don't get any chance to attend some classes, or sometimes they are busy, right? So all these diagrams and everything, whichever we draw it here, everything is given to you, so that you can refer it in your free time. Fine, moving on. What is that? So this is how the architecture diagrams are drawn. First, we define what is a problem. What is a problem? Why are we going with this? Every tool you learn, first I'll tell you why that tool, what is requirement of that. Then we'll say what is that. Okay. So see, this is how the diagrams are drawn in real time. How your networking architecture looks. Okay. How do you auto scale it? How do you load balance? Again, there are sub diagrams for load balancer, auto scaling, Route 53. Okay. All these are separate diagrams. This is one full diagram. In that, again, you divide these architectures and then you plan it. Okay, then you plan your work. So it's not only this, any tool, there's an architecture. You have to understand the architecture. If you understand the architecture, half of the tool you'll gain the knowledge. So any project, it can be, it is the same mode you teach it. Take this. This is how you design what is a flow. Okay, when you're learning, understand the flow, that how do you do it. So how your GitHub works. Okay, how your Jenkins works. Okay, what tools you integrated. Okay, what tools you put it. Okay, then how the flow looks, from where it goes, how you do the deployment. All these flows are defined. Okay, based on this you create your notes, and then you implement this. This is how it works. Okay, this is how your architecture structure works. Okay, that is how you define it, your work. Okay, there's a few diagrams, there are many more in this. Okay, many more we draw it to make you understand. Let's move on from here. Now let's come to PPT. Okay, to put some time here, then I'll open for question and answer. Now, why this DevOps came in the market? What is the reason why this DevOps? Why this DevOps keyword came in the market, or what is this technology came in the market? First of all, this technology when it came, 1915, 1915. It is a very old technology which came, but it didn't have a tools that time. Okay, it started in between somewhere 2014 15. It had the tools came. Okay, till that we had all the build and release. Before DevOps there was something called build and release. We had a technology called build and release technology, and there a DevOps engineer was called as build and release engineer. We were called builders and engineer. They had some drawback in this technology, so they started moving to DevOps. They started moving to your DevOps. Okay, moving started to a DevOps. So what was the problem there? Why they came to DevOps? Let's see first the problem, then we'll come to definition of DevOps. Okay, so this was, take an example of traditional car development. Taken a simple example of simple understand why the build and release technology moved to DevOps. Take simple example, imagine that there is a development team. Okay, traditional development, there are developers. These developers are nothing but your mechanical developers or mechanical engineers who are building a spare part of the car. If you want to build a car, first you have to create all the spare part, engine separately, all these things separately, you have to create it. So these developers will create all the engine, and they create a documentation, give it to the release guy. Okay, this operation guy. So development team is there, operation is there. Okay, this operation person, what he does, he takes the documentation, fits all the car, and then he will give it to the customer. Now he created this, he has he has done all this spare parts, gave a document, this person started fitting the car, car is started, we gave it to the customer. Now how the customer is going to drive, no one knows. He may drive it well, he may have a knowledge, he may don't have a knowledge of the car. Okay, however they wish, they will drive it. Now what happens, after 100 kilometers car has stopped. Okay, and customer comes with a complaint saying that I have paid lakhs of amount and car has stopped after driving 100 kilometers. Now whose mistake is this? The mistake is with this developer and operation. Why? Because if these people have worked together, these people has built a spare parts, fine, these people has fitted, if these people has verified it both together, that issue would have never come. If they have done a proper testing, proper everything, that issue would have not come. But now these people are working in silos. That means this person is working individual task, he is working individual, both are not in sync. So what happened in the traditional development and operation, they were not interacting with each other before selling a product. It was directly selling a product. But today's world, you see, today's cars, you see how well they're tested. You do the crash testing, you see the car roaming all over the world. Why? Because they're doing that, they're checking how long the car stability is there. Okay, how strong the car is there. You see the features, how well known features are there. Okay, why? Because customer expect, the feedback of the customer matters. So this technology which was built and which was released failed in the market because of developers and operation not working together. Because it's a final product, when you build a product, customer requires a proper improvement. Okay, proper features. Okay, proper feedback you have to take from the customer day to day. Okay, today's you see, right, you get a proper servicing, you get a proper, it's not only a car. Take any product in the market, you see your phones. Do you see your phones? Previously we had a Nokia phone, old phones, right? Now today you see you have a smartphones. Okay, you see your olden TVs, we have a box level TVs. Today you see you have flat LED TVs. Why? There's an improvement, it's a continuous improvement. Okay, every day there's a continuous improvement. Okay, every year why they release one new phone version? Because what features are failing in the older phone, new phone should have that new features plus additional features. Same thing the car also. It's not only car, any product you see, from your last decade to this decade, you see how many products have improvement. Lot of products, there's no such product which is not improved, because customer expected, even you want the latest thing. That is the reason this technology failed. That's the reason they came with your DevOps. So DevOps came in the market, which is a process. Initially they brought a process, there was no technology of DevOps. Okay, till your 2014. Okay, it was not there. 2015 they started proper this one. Okay, DevOps practice started acquiring by the industries. Okay, DevOps came as a process first. It's a process. DevOps is a process, a practice, a culture where operation and development work together to build a quality product. Simple definition. DevOps is a process where development operation work together to build a quality product, because people are expecting a quality product. To build that quality product, what do you require? You require a life cycle. That means simple, right? If you want to build a product, what do you require? You want to gather the requirements. What is my features? Okay, what are my features? Then what level of improvement, what level of testing I have to do, because I require a life cycle. Like, how do you plan it? How do you build it? How do you test it? How do you integrate it? So this life cycle of DevOps came into market. Okay, when they started this process. So they started this DevOps as a process where operation work together, following this life cycle, starting from planning till it goes till monitoring. Because today's you buy any product, you buy a phone, you get an upgrade, they are monitoring your phone. Okay, you go to your uh, simple, right? A patient is admitted in the hospital, he's getting monitored. Okay, 24 by 7, 48 hours, or 48 hours he'll be kept in observation, right? All this is monitoring. Your TVs get latest upgrades, your car get, in the car also you have your dashboard where you get the latest software upgrade. So all these are getting monitored. Okay, all these are getting monitored by your DevOps. So any website, it's not only a website is also monitored. Simply, in simple example, what is monitoring? What they are doing, they're monitoring each and every step of a customer. They're monitoring each and every step of the website, how the website is doing. So everything is required. Your planning is required, code and build is required, integration is required, testing and deployment is what, when you start a product, when you deploy somewhere, or when you launch a website, that is called a deployment. Then feedback from the customer, improvement is required, continuous improvement. Every year you make a change. You don't see, right? Today you see a Amazon website, little bit of change you'll find it daily, little bit of change you find it, but not much, but at least little bit. Whenever there's sale, whenever the new product is launching, or any product you see that has a change. So this life cycle is required. Okay, when you're using this DevOps. So DevOps is a practice of operation and development where engineers participate together in the entire life cycle. That is a life cycle, right from your planning till you deliver the product in the market. That is a simple definition of DevOps. Okay, that is where this DevOps process came. To manage this process, you have a technology. To manage that process, you have a DevOps technology where you guys are going to learn the tools. Okay, now moving on, who is a DevOps engineer? He is a IT professional who works with software developers, system operation, other production staff to manage code releases. Okay, that means we are responsible for managing a website. Your main goal is what? To keep your website 24 by 7 up, not manually with the DevOps tools. The DevOps tools came in the market to make sure what are the website software you have. You build it, you maintain it 24 by 7. That is with the help of your DevOps tools. Now, DevOps should have hard and soft skills to communicate. Little bit of hard and soft skills are required to collaborate with different teams, because different teams are dependent on you. Developer is dependent on you, tester is dependent on you, and different teams depend on you. That's the reason, because there's a weightage, lot of weightage in the company for this team. Okay, and then DevOps engineer will work with different teams for managing the website and scripting. You're going to learn little bit of scripting. We're going to learn shell scripting. We're going to learn Ansible scripting. You're going to learn Terraform scripting. You're going to learn Jenkins scripting. So all the four scripting which are demanded in the market, we're going to teach. Okay, because automation plays an important role in today's world. And then DevOps engineers will work as a full-time employee. You don't get contracts. There are some companies which has a rule. Initially 6 months they take as a contract, then they hire. That is different thing. But 90% of the jobs are full-time, because there is a lot of demand for DevOps engineer. Okay, why there is a demand for a DevOps engineer? Now question arises: why there is a demand for a DevOps engineer? Why not other technology? Because take a simple example. Okay, take a simple example of Amazon, or you take it. Today you see how many people are logging in Amazon. How many people are logging to Amazon and ordering the product? You can't count. There are millions of people who log in. Now today is a normal day, maybe 1 lakh people log in. Tomorrow there is a big billion sale, or there is a sale coming on. How many people will log in? You don't have an idea. Okay, why? Because, and second thing, okay, second thing is that this is not one website which is running the market. There are millions of websites, and today without website a company won't work. In simple terms, if I say, in simple terms, How many industries are there in your complete world? There is a software industry. Every software industry requires a website. Any company has a website today. To manage that website, you require a DevOps engineer. Automobile, automobile industry. If you take a car showroom, your bike showroom, your commercial vehicle showroom, or any other showroom you take, you require a website. They require a website to launch their product. So insurance, insurance requires a website. How many websites are there for insurance? Just type in Google best insurance in India. 100 plus websites will come. 100 plus different companies are there. Financial institutes, your loan is online, your debit card, credit card, you're getting online. Okay. Banking, net banking, you're doing it online. Every bank has a website. Social media, using it, right? Early in the morning, you wake up. What do you use it? Use your social media, your WhatsApp, your Instagram, your Facebook, your Twitter, your Snapchat, everything. Use it, right? Everything is a website. Though it is coming in the app, it has a website also. Health services. Every hospital has a website. Electrical, you get electrical stuff online today. Education is online. Now we are connected online, only, right? You connected online. Okay, that is also a tool of which you are using for the education. E-commerce, Amazon, Flipkart, everything are there, right? So now imagine that why I'm putting here the stress. Why? Because industry is using DevOps and AWS. If this industries don't use DevOps and AWS, who will give you the job? First question arises that who will give you the job if the technology is not used by the industries? I am talking about industries, not companies. Software is one industry, and there are multiple companies are there. Problem is what? We just search in software only. We don't search it here. Highest salaries paid in this financial tech and banking, guys. Not in the software companies. Highest salaries paid here. In the financial tech and the banking is where your DevOps engineer earn more money than any other software companies. Okay. This is where you have to search job. This all industries are using the job. It's not, I'm not saying it. You explicitly search it in Google. Companies using DevOps tools. If these companies don't use their DevOps tools, who will give you a job? Microsoft is using, GitLab is using, HashiCorp. Every company, just go and search. Okay, how many companies are using your? How many industries are using your? Just search Amazon. Okay, Netflix is using DevOps. Okay, what which you watch Netflix, Prime, Disney Hotstar, all that thing, right? So have a look. What is a look? Okay, everywhere just cross check how many companies are using it. You'll get an idea. Okay, what is the demand? What is the percentage of using? Check your AWS. How many companies are using AWS? Because simple, right? Today you're using your WhatsApp and everything, right? Okay, your social media. Now take an example of your Instagram, right? You serve the reels. You take your reels and you just move on that rules, right? So how many reels are coming? Infinite reels are coming. You don't even have a count of that reels. Where are the reels stored? Is it stored in your phone? It's stored in AWS, guys. Your Instagram reels, your Facebook videos, or your YouTube videos, where are they stored? That are stored in the cloud, which is your AWS. And why you think why? Okay, just imagine that as soon as you open your internet, WhatsApp is 24 by 7 up, Instagram is 24 by 7 up, Amazon is 24 by 7 up, any tool is 24 by 7 up because of your DevOps tools. Go and search in the internet. All these websites are 24 by 7 up because of your DevOps tools. And your AWS is providing you the cloud, that is a storage or your infrastructure where it is keeping your website 24 by 7 up. That's why you're able to access it today. That's why the demand for it. Now imagine all these things, whatever the websites I have told here, is it used only by educated people? Your social media is used only by educated people? Is your e-commerce used only by educated people? Is your electrical tools, health services, banking, everything used by electrical people only for educated person? It is not used by educated person only. It is used from the 3 years child who don't eat a food. You show them the phone and they start eating the food because we are addicted to this digital world. So imagine that the 3 years guys is going to use your website next 30 years. Are the websites going to go down? Website is not going down. Websites are increasing. The demand for the websites is increasing. The number of people who are logging the websites are increasing. That means as soon as the population grows, your demand for the websites will increase and the demand for AWS and DevOps increases because your technology is associated with the population. First, understand the journey, guys. Forget about technical stuff. That is secondary. You go for a BTech college, you attend a BTech college, You sit blindly for 4 years, you learn the syllabus. Do you know before joining a BTech college what is going to teach in 1111 subject? Every topic you have a knowledge of that, what is going to teach? You don't know. You know that I am going to learn computer science, but you know each and everything what is going to teach inside it? We don't have that knowledge. But we sit blindly for 4 years, we learn it. It's MBA, it's BTech, it's any other technology, any other course you learn it. Because you have that capability of learning, you learn it. You will also learn DevOps and AWS in the same way. That's not a big deal. But main important thing is it's an experienced person, it's a non-experienced person. What is your future that is shown here? Where you have to search your jobs. This all the places you get. Don't search only in software. Multiple places there are jobs. Multiple places you have jobs for it. Only thing you have to search it. The only thing you have to search, because all these industries are depends upon your DevOps and cloud. Today market is booming, market is requiring it, it is going to boom, and there is no competition for DevOps. There is no competitor in the market for DevOps tools yet, and it will never come. So understand the need, okay, what you need to do here, where you have to search it. So check everywhere, see every place you go and search, you'll get an idea. Your McDonald's is using, okay, so what is the need for McDonald's to use your AWS? What is the use? Storing the customer data. Netflix is using. Search how much it is using. So search everywhere. Your salaries. Go on and move and so, because before you join a course, explore it. It's not that simply you join a course. No. Explore every year how much salaries you're getting. There are good salaries. Not only this is for a fresher I'm showing. Their experience has a good salary. Search for the openings. Lot of openings day by day they are coming in the market. Okay. Openings are floating. Okay. Only thing is that search in a proper way. Search in every place. Don't search in one place. If you search in one place, limited you'll get. Okay. So search every place you have, because there's a demand for DevOps in today's world. Because every person is using DevOps. Even you are using DevOps. Early in the morning, your website's you're opening. Behind that websites, we are using a technology of DevOps and AWS. Any website, any app you open, we are using that today, because industries are demanding that. Okay, everyone want their website to be up and running. Okay, because we don't know who is ordering a product, who is making a payment, we don't even know. That much population has grown up. But that's the reason industries. So this is where you have to concentrate. Learning, you learn it in the flow, don't worry about it, because this is the main thing which you need to concentrate. Because end of the course is what you have to put effort here. Fine. Now, DevOps engineer should have a strong skills of CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous deployment. So all the tools are called continuous integration tools and continuous deployment tools, which you're going to learn. And then should have a skills like AWS, Azure, GCP. If you compare the trend, AWS has a lot of market because it came in some 2006 somewhere. Okay, Azure and GCP is coming in the market slowly, but will take some time, because compared to AWS, that many services are not there. Okay, it will boom, but it will take some time. First year you learn AWS, second year learn GCP and Azure. It is same pattern is same, logic is same, the tools which are the services which are using is also same. Only thing the vendors are different. Vendors are selling their uh, products separately, but the logic and everything is same. Then able to perform system troubleshooting, we are going to teach you system troubleshooting behind every tool, how to solve the problems. And then manage your infrastructure, we are going to learn the complete infrastructure management here. And then automation we're going to touch each and every automation here, and have little bit of soft skills. Okay, soft skills makes very important in today's world, because communication is a key. That is what required. Fine. Now, at least 1% you understood where DevOps is used in real time. Every industry is using, guys. Even you are using it. Early in the morning, you use your social media, right? That is also using it. Your banking is using every app which you open on your phone is running behind DevOps and AWS. Okay, because understand where is your tool used, how much it is used. That is important. Okay, open for question and answers. Any question, any answer, any queries, guys? Any questions, any queries, any doubts? Now let's move to technical. Any questions? I'll wait for 2 to 5 minutes. Any questions? Any queries?
Suresh.
Yes.
Yeah, most of the course is going to be covering with the tools and the technologies what DevOps and then AWS covers, right? But my
Hmm.
intention here is to what test automation requires. Do you cover anything on that aspect as well?
Yes. Yes. Automation is there, right? I told you right initially
Yeah,
only.
yeah.
Automation you are covering it. Automation is there. That four tools which I told is
Mhm.
automation is there. I'm going to teach you automation, shell scripting, all these things. Okay, whatever you so whatever you're doing it manually here, you can automate that every stuff. Every
Got it.
procedure you're doing manually can be automated by yourself. That level of knowledge I'll give you. This course is not for a fresher. Don't expect it's for a fresher. It is 12 plus years of experience of course. Even for the fresher, we teach the same thing. If you see the syllabus, it's very vast. See the automation of Ansible. If you see the automation of Ansible, how lengthy the course is. We are teaching everything what is required for the automation of, because automation is a key here. Automation only is the main, because first you learn manually, then you automate that stuff. That is where you
Got
have to, this course is designed in such a way. Automation is important. Okay, we are concentrating on automation as well.
got it. Thank you.
Any other questions, guys? Any other doubts anyone has? Feel free to ask.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Sridhar. I have a question. So, since I want to start my career in cloud technologies, so how can I decide whether AWS is good or Azure is good or GCP is
AWS is good, or
good? Azure is
can you
good
come again?
or yeah,
That
like
is what
how
I'm
can I
saying,
choose?
right? Go and search. If I tell it's like it will be like how it will be like I am marketing something, right? So better you
No, I'm
search it in
expect.
Google.
Yeah, I
That is
agree
what I'm
with you, but
saying.
I'm expecting something like a comparison, like how to
That
choose
is what I'm
like
saying.
what.
Comparison. That is what you have to research. That's why I'm telling, right? Companies using AWS and companies using Azure. If you see the trend of this market, right? See the trend of this market. Okay, there'll be a trend somewhere. Okay, if you see the trend in the market, AWS has lot of customers. That means lot of companies are with AWS. Okay, lot of companies are with their AWS. So go and search, because AWS has lot of market. If you open AWS portal, right, you'll get that trend. Okay, yesterday only I saw that trend somewhere. So that trend is there where 32% of the market share is with AWS and rest is with these people. Okay, so because GCP doesn't have that many services, Azure doesn't have that many services. Azure is not stable. Azure is giving a huge discount, but what is happening? I have seen in my career what is that people who are going with Azure, companies going with Azure, coming back to AWS. Like some people require a Windows kind of a thing, or some people have a budget issues. They are staying with your Azure, but sometimes Azure portal behaves very weird. Okay, it is very slow compared to AWS. Very slow. So services are slow. It's a Microsoft product. Okay, but it is also improving, but it will take some time. But market is there for AWS. Doesn't matter. You want to go with AWS, Azure. See, if you learn AWS, Azure and GCP is similar. That's why I'm saying it's as simple as, if I tell you, you say that if you have operating system knowledge, I'm not saying Windows, I'm not saying Linux, operating system, when you learn in your colleges, right, they teach you operating system knowledge, right, how that operating system internal things works. If you know that operating system internal things, Windows and Linux is what, just a flavor of operating system. They are just a different vendors who is giving you the features of Windows and your Linux. But operating system is common for everyone. It's a Linux, it's a Mac, it's everything. The way of operating system works is common for everything. Everywhere operating system is same. Operating system is not going to change anywhere. Only people are selling the features on top of operating system. Same way these people also, cloud people, AWS, Azure, GCP, both are, all the three are same. All the three will allow you to create the VMs, allow you to create your networks, allow you to create your load balancers. Everything is same. Procedure is same. Everything is same. The look and feel is different. Rest everything is same. If you learn AWS, Azure and GCP, you learn in the same pattern. Only the look and feel will be different. Here and there, few fields are different. Rest everything, the logic is same. But the market is there for AWS, because AWS lot of customers are there, because a lot of old customers are still with AWS. Azure, who are starting new, they're going with Azure because market is there with AWS. And don't think that just learning one cloud is enough. No, once you learn first cloud, start learning second cloud in the next year and third cloud third year. Put all the three clouds in your resume. That will add a weightage, because some companies use multi-cloud. They use AWS plus Azure, AWS plus GCP. So you should be flexible with all the. Don't think that I'll just learn one and close. No, learn both. It is similar fashion, right? Just compare and learn it. That's it. Nothing else is there apart from that. Any more questions, guys? Hope that answers your question, or still you want a clarification.
No, thank you. I'm good.
Anyone? Any more questions? Any more queries? Feel free, guys. Okay, feel free to ask. So understand that first journey is important, guys. Not the technology, not the technical stuff. First thing, imagine that am I in the right direction? Am I putting my footprint in the right direction? Because it's a long-term investment, guys. It's not that, because it's a human brain, right? Don't confuse the brain. Like, if you want to go with this course, research everything. It's same as when you go for a college, you research, right, which is the best college, which is the best technology. You learn research, right? Okay, but then you sit for 4 years and you learn it. At last you're passing the exam, right? You're gaining a knowledge. Same thing, you'll gain a knowledge here. But main thing is that, am I starting my journey correctly? Because reach the destination. It's not that today you start something middle of the course, you say no, I don't want to do this one, I want to go. No, research. That's why I'm saying search everywhere. What is which company you're using, what is the trend for AWS, how much salary you're getting, because salary is what you see. End of the day is what you take the salary and go. You don't take the course, you don't take the company home. Only the salary which you take home. So see the salary, see the openings, how many openings are there, how many jobs are there, what is the position. Today you are in a junior position, senior position, how much salary is there, team lead, how much salary is there, manager level, how much salary is there. It should not that this investment is for next at least 10 to 25 years. Maybe for some of them it can be 10, some of them can be 25, because some may, after certain time, they may try to switch their careers to a business or something, depends upon that. So I'm keeping a bar of 10 years at least, because it's a long term goal. Learn it once, start your career, improve it, gain good salary. So it's not that today you learn this course, after 2 years you switch to some other technology. No, don't do that. It has a long term career, guys. Even for next 50 years, DevOps will not have any change, because it's a wrapper for any technology. You want data science people will come to DevOps only, because they require infrastructure. They will come to DevOps. Data engineering people will come to DevOps. Developer will come to DevOps. QA will come to DevOps. Everyone has to come to DevOps, because the base is with us. We are holding the base, we are holding the infrastructure, we are holding the tools which will make sure your website is 24 by 7. The weightage of this in the entire company, the more weightage is for the DevOps guys. Okay, because they have the automation, they have the capability of maintaining the infrastructure, they have a capability of maintaining your websites. The weightage is more in DevOps. That's why the demand is high. Okay, previously it was like any college you go, they will teach you this Java, C++, DBA. Okay, but what is happening that it was evergreen. Development is evergreen, because initially when you create a website, it is required, but you are there until the website dies. Is are this industry is going to die? It is not going to shut down. It's never going to shut down. It is increasing day by day. They're improving day by day. The customers are increasing. So this all these industries are depending on the population, and population is never going to stop, never going to decrease. Population is day by day increasing. That means the demand for your DevOps and AWS is increasing. So research yourself, because what I am giving, it's based on the market only. Okay, so search everywhere, research yourself, take a good decision, and then move on. Okay, it's not that someone's word. You should don't take someone's experience. That is worst, because everyone has a different talent, everyone has a different opinion. So search in Google, lot of platforms are there, lot of uh, things are there. Search everywhere. Okay, search, gather all the knowledge and then take a decision. Because when you start a journey, start with the course, end with the job. That should be the goal. That is how you have to plan it. Journey is, destination is important for you, not the journey. Journey will go on. Journey you have to make your effort in putting, but reach the destination, crack the job, get the good salary. Okay, because it's not just an exam, right? You're just learning and passing exam. No, that college days are gone. It's like, even it is a experienced person, it is same. Go up to the next level. If you're a team lead, put a manager level of, go to the manager level, or if you're the manager, only go to the senior manager level where you DevOps. Because this DevOps process is important even it is a manager, because when you sit for the customer, you have to explain this flows, how your infrastructure flows, how your process flows. So this are required for even experienced people,
Sagar, I have a
right?
question.
Yes.
Yeah, see, I saw in your presentation that you confirmed that you will be providing how to crack the interviews. But my question is
Yes.
towards certification. So in the market, there are so many certifications.
Yes.
Does this course help us to
Yes.
go for any certification?
Yes, 70% it will help you. Why?
Okay.
Because when you write a certification, certification is what, FNAQs, okay? Your
Hmm.
frequently asked questions. Any certification, right? They will give you, when you register certification, they'll give you some guides, they'll give you some dumps. That dumps as FNAQs, okay? Your frequently asked questions. That you have to learn it. It's not this, any certification you do, any course certification. So here we are not concentrated on that question and answer kind of a thing. We are concentrated on the real time work. When you join a company, how your work looks, how do you do the work? Because what is happening, previously it was like, when you go for a company, it was a spoon feeding. They used to teach you everything from the scratch. But today's world is digital world. Everything is there in the YouTube, everything is there in the internet. People are expecting you to be little bit fast forward. They don't want a person who, they do a spoon feeding from the scratch. That's why we have designed a course in such a way where you work in the real time more. Certification is what, a knowledge. Okay, you're knowledgeable. Okay, for that reason they're putting a certification, but I recommend, don't do the certification from your pocket, because it has a 2 years only. It has only 2 years of validity. When you join a company, if the company is giving, do it, no issues. Because AWS, when you register, they'll give you 1 or 2 months of time where they give you good videos and everything, which contains some additional small topics that you have to read it. Only then you crack the interview. So real time and the certification is, both are different. Both are different because they will ask you all from the, from all the corners. They'll touch your small questions. So that is like more reading. The more reading of the AWS website you have to read it, then you crack it. It's also same with the DevOps. For the AWS, people only will provide you DevOps certifications where you can write it. But I recommend, certification is just a criteria to get a position, but not cracking the interview. If you're in the same company, do the certification, well and good. But if you're trying for the certification to crack a job, no, don't do it. That is my personal opinion. Because when we take interview, if the person has done 5 certifications, doesn't matter for me. Because my, what matters for me is how well he's speaking, how well he's understanding the DevOps. Doesn't mean if someone has done a certification only we'll give a job for him. No, that doesn't make, because we want a person who understands what I'm speaking, what level of answer is answering, how maturely is answering answer. That matters. Certification is, will not judge you. So it is just, certificate is only used when you want to move to a next step, or in the same company, same position, you're trying for new position. You want to try as a DevOps manager, or you want to try as a DevOps team lead, or you want to move as a senior DevOps engineer. One step just to show you them that I have done something new, I want this position. That's it. But no use of that. After 2 years, again the trend will change. Again a new certification you have to write it. So it's all your your wish, right? If you want to go, your interest, if you're very very interested in writing certification, go ahead. Official website will search. My technology will give 70% of that. Okay, because I am concentrating more on real time. How in the real time when you go for a company, how it looks, because they want a ready-made person who can do all the work for them. That is what companies are expecting today. Fine.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Any more questions? Okay, then. So we'll open again for question and answers. Okay, let's take a scenario here. Let's take a scenario where there's a company called TCS and there's a client called, let's take an example of a Mintra. Okay, small website. Okay, small website Mintra. Okay, there's a client and there's a company called Mintra. Okay, which is an online shopping. Okay, online shopping website. So now TCS is the biggest company which is the most service provide service to multiple companies. So it is a service based company. So now they sign a contract. They sign a contract of your website and your infrastructure. Okay, infrastructure maintenance. Infrastructure maintenance. Okay, fine. So now, very first, guys, you have to understand that with whom you're going to work and who will get this knowledge from this client, or who will get the requirement from the client, that what you have to maintain. Website is your, what are the e-commerce website or any website you have. Infrastructure is your cloud. Who will manage the cloud? Who will manage your website? So now, very first you have to understand the teams. So you have, when you go for a company, these are the four teams you put your effort to speak. These are the four teams where you use it in. Is your business team, or you say product team or a business team. Okay, product team or a business team, where you have a product managers. So these are the people who are the MBA professionals. Okay, MBA professionals who knows how to gather the requirement, who knows how to gather the requirement. So these are, okay, gathering requirement from clients. So different requirements they'll gather it, like what are your features, okay, what features you want, what development you want, etc. Things, your features, your timelines, your budgets, your timeline, your budgets, your, what is the budget, what is the development you require here, okay, what level of security require here, what level of testing you're expecting here, okay, what level of infrastructure you're expecting here. All that thing they'll gather from the client. Okay, all they'll give everything, they'll mention the client, because this team is important, because they're the MBA profession, they know how to deal this. Okay, we can't deal with them. Okay, we don't interact with the client directly. Okay, now second team is your development team, because this is required, because if they don't do the development, how you will do the deployments. Okay, because this team is required, where is where you have developers, and there are multiple developers, like you have a back end developers, you have front end developers, you have a database. Okay, database, they are also called as developers only, they also fall under developers only. So here they will be making use of your SQL and PLSQL queries. So they'll be writing in different queries here. Okay, and here you have a web development, they'll be doing the website designing, etc. things. And these people write the logics, they use your Java, your .NETs, okay, or your Python, all these things. Okay, different. Okay, there are different teams which are here. So this is development. Now the third team comes your operational team. Now there is where your DevOps engineer lies. Actually, in the operation previously we had all the Linux admins, network engineers. Now everything is moving to cloud. So people are also moving to your DevOps. People are also moving to your DevOps. So now DevOps engineers, all your DevOps engineers will sit here. So what is the responsible for your DevOps engineer? So very first they are responsible for website maintenance. Website maintenance doesn't matter what is the error in the website, you're not bothered. You're responsible to make sure website is 24 by 7 with the DevOps tools. You're not doing to monitor it manually. You're not going to sit in front of website. It is all done by DevOps tools. You will manage your work with the DevOps tool. DevOps tool will manage your website. That's it. So responsible for managing your DevOps tools and AWS infrastructure or AWS services. Okay? So this is your work, fine. Now, and the last four team is a QA testing, QA team. Okay, so who are there? They are your quality assurance, quality assurance engineers. Okay, so these people are, what are they responsible for? So functional testing, functional testing, load testing, and performance testing. Because this is also one of the important team which is required, because okay, they will do all the level of testing. What do you mean of functional testing? That means each and every button in the website is working properly. Load testing, how many people, because you don't know, right, when a big billion sale happens, how many people will log in, how the website will behave, how the performance is slow, is your payment happening slow, everything they'll verify. Is the browser compatible, all that things these people will verify. So this is the last thing, which is your quality assurance engineers who will do it. So these are the four teams. Why these four teams are required? Because business team is one which will gather the requirement, development will do the development of website, we will do the deployment and build and deployment, and these people will be applied testing on that. So these four teams are required, where we interact with these four teams. Because business team will give you the work, developer will give you the code, okay, you will build it and you will give it to the QA team. Okay, so all these four teams work together to build a quality product, to build a quality product. Okay, to build a quality product. Now, so let's assume okay, let's assume the work is assigned by this business team. Okay, work is assigned by business team. Now, who will start the work? Who will start the work? Work is assigned by a business team. Okay, they'll assign the work. Who will start the work? Before going to this work, take one more right side. So you are entering in the world of DevOps and Agile model. Okay, we'll come to the waterfall Agile model again. I'll explain you those difference. Okay, why this DevOps is Agile model. Okay, DevOps and Agile model will be using this. We'll understand this. Okay, in your course. Now there are two things, guys. Very first, when you join a company, there is something called a sprint planning call. Sprint planning call, a sprint planning meeting. In this meeting, what happens? Here is where your work is assigned. Work is assigned, okay, in the form of user stories. We call user stories. Okay, we are ticketing tools. That means there'll be some ticketing tools. No need to learn this, it's just a process. Ticketing tools, okay, and then here you'll have your grooming sessions. That means whatever work is given, that is given grooming session, and this occurs every once in 2 weeks. Okay, 2 weeks once in 2 weeks it occurs, this meeting occurs. Okay, so you will be okay. And then you have a daily scrum call. This is where the DevOps process comes into picture, because you're going to work in the Agile model. Okay, and here again you'll be doing your grooming. Okay, grooming sessions. What are the issues you have, your issues, blockers, you'll be discussing everything here. What are your issues, what are the blockers you have, okay, what work you have done, your daily updates, etc. things you'll be discussing with your team, within your team, DevOps team. Okay, Scrum call will happen within their teams. Okay, and then your sprint planning happens here. So this is what happens. And here, if you don't work for 2 weeks, for example, in the 2 weeks, whatever task is assigned, no issues. That will move for the next 2 weeks. There's no kind of a target kind of a work. There's no target kind of a work here. It's not like you have to achieve the target or something. No, it's a teamwork. They're building in a teamwork. There's not a pressurized job. And anywhere DevOps jobs doesn't have your shifts. It's purely a day shift. Purely log in by 9, 10 or something, close it by evening 5, 6. Okay, so because there's no like, we are also equivalent to a developer only. We also work equivalent to a developer only. Okay, there are some companies who will put you in the support role and etc. That is secondary thing. Okay, if they don't have a requirement, that is secondary. But 90% of the jobs are day shift only. There's no kind of a rotational shifts kind of job. Okay, that's why people are moving because there's a flexibility, there's a salary. Okay, there's a benefit out of these tools. Okay, now let's move on. Let's assume that developer is starting the work. Okay, developer is starting your work. Let him write the code in any language, doesn't matter for us. Now, so developers are sitting here. Developers are sitting here. Okay, all the developers are sitting here. They started the work. Let them write. Okay, let them write their code now. So they are developers written their code. Okay, they are for the website, right? What are the task is assigned to them? They started writing all the code. What are the code that is assigned? They have written the code. Now, what is next? Now from here your DevOps tools works. Now your DevOps work starts from here. Developer work is what, just building the website, writing the code. Now the operation work starts. That's why the weightage is more. Weightage is more in the industry because your work has a weightage plus your demand is high. Now the tool comes, whatever the developer has written a code, where he will store it. So the very first tool comes is Git and GitHub. Most important tool for your DevOps. Why? Because the complete company is relying on this. Why do we require this Git and GitHub? Okay, simple, assume that let's suppose developer has written a code. He's storing the code in the traditional Linux and Windows system. Let's assume that there is a Linux and Windows system. You don't have your tool called Git in the market. It is not there. Assume that it is not there now. How people is to work traditionally when the traditional work system. Take an example of this file. What this file says, type is Microsoft Word, author is Raj, size is 20.2 KB. Date modified is what? 01623 8, okay, some 622 time. Now imagine that, assume that you are working in a company where all the developers are storing the code inside this document folder. Okay, and one of the file, this is one of the important file which developers are modifying. Okay, it's a developer, it's a DevOps engineer, it's a QA team, anyone. Okay, now imagine I am able to see only the person name called Raj. Imagine that 10 developers are modifying this file in a day. Then where are the 9 developers' name in this file? Do you see the 9 developers who modified the file? Are their names available here? Daily 10 developers are modifying. You only see the last person name. You don't see. That means there is no tracking of the names. That is first problem. Second problem, now 10 developers modified the file, right? What content did they modify inside the file? What content did they add it? Did they delete something? Did they modify something in the file? Where is the tracking done? There is no tracking. So two problems. First problem, names are not tracked. Second problem, what did they change? What did they update? What did they delete? Okay, so tracking is the biggest problem. That means tracking your code is the biggest problem. Why? Now take an example of real time. Now imagine that, okay, imagine that in a company there are five developers who are very critical. Yesterday night they modified some files, important files. Okay, and the next 1 week you have an iPhone 16 delivery. iPhone 16 is going to launch in next 1 week. Imagine that iPhone 16 is going to launch in next 1 week, and there are three critical developers who modified this code and left the company very next day. Now what will happen? You don't have a tracking, right? What that three developers modified? Do you have that tracking anywhere? What did they modify? They left the company now. They will not in the company back, right? They left the company, and next 1 week you have a delivery of iPhone 16. So all your code is edited now. How it will fix it? Even if the new developer comes, it will take a longer time for him. That's the reason for any product. It's a software product, it's a hardware product, it's a any of the product. The code matters. That's the reason tracking plays an important role. Tracking plays an important role in your complete process, in your complete website development. Or imagine that someone deleted iPhone 15 code completely. iPhone 15 code itself deleted completely in your Windows system. So somewhere they kept it. Okay, in a common Windows system they kept it, and someone deleted the complete code. Now how iPhone 16 will release? iPhone 16 will release in the market, but it will take a longer time. But you already gave a launch date, right? Next 1 week. Now that's the problem. That's the problem when you don't track your code, when you don't keep your code secured. That is the reason this DevOps tool called Git and GitHub. Git is a command line, GitHub is a graphical user interface. Okay, so both you're going to learn here. Tracking plays an important role. Tracking the code, tracking the important files. What are the code files? Whatever it is, you have a code, you have a files, you have a images, whatever the important stuff, you have to keep it here. It's not only for developers, it's for DevOps engineer. Whatever the automation you do, you have to keep it here. What the QA people are doing your functional testing automations, all that things will be kept in here. Okay, because tracking plays an optimal role. Second thing, storage cost optimization. This is one more thing. Optimization, this is one more thing which is important. Why? Because if you take any Linux or Windows system, it has a limitation. It has certain limitation, right? You have like 2 TB, 3 TB, 4 TB, you can add it. Okay, that is one thing. Second thing, this SSDs, whatever the disk today using, it's all are SSDs which are not cheap. In the real time, in the servers also uses that are SSDs only, that are not cheap. That's the reason you require a mechanism to store your files with a cost optimization. Okay, this requires additional explanation which will cover in the course. Just understand it requires a storage cost optimization, any tool, because storage is where your system price increases or your subscription cost increases. So storage is important. Second thing, to avoid duplicate files. So Git has a mechanism which will avoid duplicate files and keep your only original files. So this is where your Git and GitHub is required to store the code, which is very important. Okay, because if this is disturbed, your complete company product is disturbed. Now second most important thing, now code is built. What is the next step? Now code is built, right? Now your company is building a software. It can be building a product, it can be building a website. Okay, so simple, right? Now if you want to download a VLC player inside your Windows machine, do the VLC player website will give you the VLC player .exe file, or they'll give you like all the files. They are say copy our files and keep in your C drive, and then it will start the program. No, right? Any software is in the form of bundle, either a zip file or 7-zip file or .exe file or .jar file, .war file, any extension with some bundle it is there. Software bundle will come. It will not come in the form of files. So you can't give anyone these files. You have to build a software out of this and give it to someone. If you want to sell a software, you have to bundle that software which contains a executable code. Only then you will give it to a customer. If VLC player will give me a .exe file, I know I can double click and install my Windows. So they have to give a bundle, or 7-zip they'll give it, where I'll extract the content, and in that software is there, I'll double click it. So I want a tool which can build the software out of your code. So now you have a tool called Maven, which is your build tool. Okay, which is your build tool. Now this build tool, why we require this build tool? In the traditional system, when you don't have this Maven in picture, what these developers is to do is, for example, they used to install a Java, and for example they have to do some compilation, they'll use this Java C login.java. This is how they used to run it manually. Now imagine that This is one file I'm running. If there are thousands of files, they have to test it. One file, if they test, how much time it will take? Now what does it do? It does a compilation error. It checks your compilation. It does the compilation, right? Java C is a compiler. Why compiler? Why do you require compiler? This will generate the dot class file. Why do you require it? The reason is that what you know English test language. A developer or any person knows English language. But does your computer understand English language? Computer understands ones and zeros. What is a binary language or computer language? So that's the reason this class file contains all the binary language, ones and zeros, which is given to the hardware to process it. So whatever the English language you're typing, that compiler converts into your binary language, give it to the hardware. Hardware will do the processing, and then you run your login. Okay, Java login or your Java.login. Okay, this will do your interpretation interpretation, which is your output of the code what you're reading, what the output of the code will generate for you. Okay, output of the code will generate. So this is how people is to do it, developers to do it, traditional system. Now imagine that if these many files he will do it manually, how much time it will take? It will take a huge time, right? Again, in between he might require some, he say that no, I require some additional jar files. Okay, dot jar files. Okay, there are some dot jar files, dot external files, or images logos to be downloaded in hand before execution. Before execution I have to do this downloading. So imagine that if you want to download 100 jar files, how much time is required? Time is required, we don't know how much time. Second, there will be a lot of issues like compatibility issues. Compatibility issues will come into picture. Okay, compatibility issues, the exact jar you have to get it, all that things you have to cross check, because it should work with the product. Now imagine that if that compatibility is not there with the 100 jars, again it will waste the time. To overcome all these challenges of traditional system, they brought a DevOps Maven tool, which is a build tool, which has a built-in commands. You don't need to do anything. It will do all your build and execution. Okay, with commands. Okay, it has a user-friendly commands commands like your compile, test. Okay, package, which will bundle it. Again, here he has to manually bundle it, developer has to manually bundle it. To overcome all these challenges, they brought this tool which is user friendly, and it will also download all the jars automatically. Okay, so that is also one benefit you have with your Maven tool, which will already create. So this Maven will create your software, which we call as package is called a software. Here in the form of, for example, you're building Mintra, right? Mintra website dot var or jar. Mostly we use var only for websites. Jar is for internal. Okay, some dependencies, dependent jars we use it. Okay, some additional files we use it. So mostly we use var only. So now this is what. So developer has to do all these things. So imagine how much time it will take. This is one file I'm saying. You have to build the complete website. How much time? To overcome this challenge of overcome the challenge of this manual traditional system, they wanted developer to concentrate on the code. That is where they gave us this Maven tool. Developer will write the code. We will just pull the code from here. Use your Maven commands. It is very only 7 commands within complete tool. There are only 7 commands. It's a very small tool, very small tool, easy to learn. 7 commands. Only just if the error comes, it's a work of developer. It's not your work. You should know how to build it, how to package it. That is a process which is given by Maven. So now your software is built. Okay, Maven. Okay, mintra.website.jar. In the Windows, you get .exe file, right? Here you get .var.jar. Okay. Now, code is written, software is built. Now, it's time to launch the application. I'm not saying launch the website. First, we launch the application, internal application, because you have to do the testing, right? Directly, you can't go to the website. Directly, you can't go to the website. You have to internally first launch your application. right? So there is a tool called Tomcat. There is a tool called Tomcat which is used for, okay, this will act as your web server, web slash application server, web slash application server, okay, to launch the applications, to launch the applications. So use this to launch the applications. So simply what you need to do, you just need to deploy means you have to deploy is a word where you just put the software. Putting a software in some location and starting is called deploy. Okay, so put this software, which is your package. In Linux, software is called as a package. Just copy it and just deploy in this Tomcat. You just deploy in the Tomcat. Now this Tomcat will give you one URL, http colon double slash, what are the IP address of the machine tags, example 10.0.0.4, and some port number followed by the application. What is the application name is there? Mintra hyphen website. This is the application name. Okay, what is the application name they have? You can use it. So this is now Tomcat has given you a URL. Now this URL is given to your internal QA team if they want to test it, and also developers will verify everything. Okay, QA will do the functional testing and everything on this, and then finally, okay, finally they will verify everything, because you can't release the website like that. You have to do the functional testing. You have to verify is the payment happening, everything is working fine in the website, only then you can give it to the customers. Before that you can't give anything to the customer. Now Tomcat has done that one, but can you give the website directly? Now QA team will do its work, but from here what happens now, the developer who wrote the code, who has downloaded all these jar files, all this code what is written, there is chances that developer, if he get errors, he will go in Google, search something, copy some, paste some code from the Google. He will download some open source jars which is open free jars. So in that situation what happens, when you use some open which is not a proper license, there are chances that you'll get some virus attack. Even there is a license one, we don't know if something got outdated. Maybe a developer using a outdated Java version, outdated library, or is using some outdated software while writing a code. Now in that there's a vulnerability. That means vulnerability means virus. There are chances of virus attack. Okay, vulnerability, when you use outdated stuff, there are chances of virus attack. What will happen when there's a virus attack? A hacker will attack your website. To avoid that, we want a tool called your Sonar Cube. Okay, most important tool for your code quality, and code analysis. Code analysis, code quality checks and code analysis tool. Okay, this tool will help you to, okay, detect the bugs. Bugs means errors here. Bugs means errors and vulnerabilities, outdated thing, okay, which can attack your vulnerabilities, right? Outdated thing which can attack your virus. Okay, so this is also detected here. And then duplication of code. All these attacks, why it happens? When the code is compromised. Now developer has written so much of code, right? We don't know, they may duplicate of code, they may code outdated code written, or outdated tools, functions, and etc. things he has used, methods, functions, whatever is written, he has used it. We don't know, it happen. Now developer made a mistake. Who will correct it? So this tool will tell you what to improve and how to improve. How to improve. It will tell you. Fine. This will tell you. And now Mintra will only allow you to launch his website when you say your website is safe. Now here this Sonar Cube will give you a report. That means a bug-free report. It will give you the bug-free report whether your website is safe or not. This information if you give to the client, only then client will approve to launch your website. Otherwise, will not launch, because no one wants their website opening with a virus attack or any kind of a hacker getting attacked, because customer data will be there, your debit card, credit card details will be there in the website, that will impact it. So that's the reason SonarCube plays an important role. It's one of the security tool which you're going to learn to make sure your website is a bug free. Fine. Now So code is written, we have built the website, okay, we have built the application, what are the package, we have built it software for the website, we have launched that application, we have done the scanning. Now do you think this website is built in one day? Where do you store this securely? Where do you store it? It's a website application. If it goes in the wrong hand, what will happen? If it goes in the wrong hand, what will happen? For example, I got the complete software of this Amazon which is there here, right? I got the complete software as Amazon war file, because Amazon application can be launched with this Amazon dot war something, it has. I can launch it with Amazon. I got it. What I'll do, I'll create Amazon dot festival.in or Amazon dot clearancesale.in. Same like Amazon, it will look, everything look and feel, everything is same. But what happened? Someone hacked it. They created a duplicate website called Amazon Clearance.in. What will happen? I will think it's Amazon. So, okay, I will order the product. What will happen? In the back end, the payment will go to fraud account. Okay, you will get the acknowledgement, but product will never come to you. So this is very important because it's a effort written by developers code, effort by a DevOps engineer, effort done by a QA team testing. So multiple iterations you do all these things. So it has to be secured because it has a client information. You can't you can't lose it however you wish. So there is where you have a tool called JFrog, JFrog Artifactory, JFrog Artifactory. This is one of the tool. Okay, this is one of the JFrog Artifactory is a tool which is your which is required to store artifacts. What are artifacts? Artifacts are called as your package, whatever you use it, right? The final output. The final output is called your package. So here you store all your jar and war files. What are the jar and war files you have? You store it here. So why? Because you require security. First thing is security. Okay. Second thing, you require tracking. Now imagine that today Amazon has a normal day. Tomorrow, exactly at 12 o'clock, there's 0000. You get a timing here. Exactly at 000, there's a big billion sale starting. So now imagine that big billion sale has to be started. Okay, you build a war file. Now take an example. Just assume that we don't have this JFrog in picture. JFrog in picture is not there. We don't have a JFrog. They're storing in the traditional Linux machine, in the Linux or Windows machine. They're storing it. Now from the C drive, for example, in my D drive, take an example, there's a D drive also here in which my Amazon website is running, in my Amazon application is running. From the C drive to D drive, if I want to copy a 10 GB file, how much time it will take? C drive to the D drive, I want to copy a 10 GB file, how much time it will take? It will open a green bar here which will run the status saying that 49 minutes left, 50 minutes left. Can I wait till 50 minutes here? Because exactly at 12 o'clock my website should be changing within 12 o'clock in the single click. I just refresh the page, I should see my discount page, nor before 12 o'clock, not after 12 o'clock, exactly at 12 o'clock. Okay, exactly at 12 o'clock it should happen. If downloading itself is taking 1 hour of time, when your website will launch. Take one more scenario. Imagine that you launch the website, you have done this big billion sale, you started big billion sale, but some of the pages are not working due to some issue, something went wrong, it is not working. Now you have to roll back. If your rolling back is taking what, if your downloading is taking 10 GB time, is taking 1 hour of time, file download is taking 1 hour of time, when you'll roll back, all the customers will go and open your Flipkart and order from there, they will now move from the Amazon. So here download and upload speed matters. Okay, second thing, tracking. Why tracking? Because take same example, if you're keeping all your, what are the artifacts which you generated, that is your jar file, war file, or final software, you're keeping in this Windows machine when you don't have JFrog. If someone deletes, what will happen? There's a tracking. Someone modifies, there's a tracking. So all these issues will come. Tracking plays an important role again, because if someone deletes the war file, what will happen? You can't roll back it, right? So tracking plays an important role. Speed to download and upload, is required. Okay, it's, you can't keep it, because fraction of second you have to change if something goes wrong, you have to update the website. So all these things matters, your security, your tracking, and everything. That's why you're using a JFrog, okay, which will also provide you cost optimization, okay, because it is a huge jars you're storing. This will also provide your cost optimization. There is where we're going with this tool. Simply they're not using it. It has a meaning to use it. Okay, cost matters for any company. Okay, storage cost optimization technique it has same as your Git. It will provide you training. Now all the tools you have covered it. All the tools you have covered it for the build and release. Initially when build and release started, these tools were there. Now developer got a relief from this traditional system and we are using Maven now. So developer got a relief. Then DevOps engineer also should get some relief, right? We also require some automation. So there is where you have one tool which is called a Jenkins. Now people are more habituated to use your graphical user interface. You like, and which is very easy to use your mouse rather than the commands, right? So Jenkins, this is one of your automation tool, or we call it as continuous integration tool. Continuous integration tool which will integrate with all the tools, okay, integration tools, okay, which has all the, okay, build management, which completely build management. It will do all the tracking properly. It has a proper user management, okay, and most important thing, it is graphical. That is the most beauty of it. It has a GUI, okay, graphical user interface. That means you can use your mouse. It is same as your kind of a tool where you can refer everything, okay, proper graphical user it has. Now it will do all the build management, build tracking, everything. Now what you do, you just use this tool and simply integrate your GitHub with it. Now you want a flexibility, right, in your work. Simply integrate it here and sit in Jenkins, manage your GitHub activities. You get the code from here, you do all the things from here, okay. You want to push it, you want to update in the GitHub, everything you can do it from the git, from your Jenkins. And then Maven also, you want to do the Maven operations, do it from the Jenkins. Jenkins will provide you the shell where you can do it. One time integration, guys, just one time you do it and you sit it here. One time you do it here, sit it here. Only when there's a problem or troubleshooting you require, you have to go to that tool. Okay, this also has a graphical. Now your SonarQube is a graphical, JFrog is a graphical, Tomcat is a graphical. Okay, all that things you can manage it from here. All that things you can manage it from here, from a single click. Just one click you can do it from here and you can manage your work. That level of automation you can achieve it. That means what are the whole process you're doing it here, step by step, no need to do it. Just one click, it will pull the code, it will run the Maven build, it will upload to SonarQube, it will upload to JFrog, it will put your application, it will deploy the it will deploy your war file and it will get the application for you. So all that things can be done by your Jenkins. Jenkins is one tool which is most powerful tool which will do here. Now, is it enough for a company? Git is there, Maven is there, automation is there. Is it enough, right? Now it's enough. What knowledge you require more? You require your AWS knowledge. You require your AWS cloud knowledge, because all these machines are going to create in AWS only. The machines for the SonarQube, everything you're going to create it here. Okay. Now you have your AWS in picture. AWS will come into picture and AWS is here. Now see here how you get a flexibility of your work. Okay. See here you get a choice, you get a flexibility both. You have your EC2 instances are there in the AWS which will create your machines. Okay. Likewise you have your load balancers, okay, load balancers which will balance the load across your websites, okay, balance the load across websites. Then you have your networking, okay, there's a concept of VPC where you create the subnets, network range, etc things. Then you have a concept of IAM, identity and access management. How do you create the users, how do you give the access? Then you have EBS volumes and snapshots, okay, which will take your, create your disk, attach your disk, everything you can do it from here, okay. Then you have your route 53. Now now what is use of route 53? Okay, this is the disk management, this is the user account, this is the networking. Now here you created only application, Can you give it to the users like this? Will you remember if I give you this kind of a 10.000 or any IP address range I give you? Will you use Mintra? No, you are habituated to what? Mintra.com, Amazon.com, Flipkart.com. So you want some website name which is easy to remember. You can't remember the numbers, it's difficult for you. So that's the reason this Route 53 will create your website. With the help of Route 53, you can create your websites. Okay, you have to register the domain, you have to create the websites. That will give you a website. Okay, that will give you a website. And there are many more, like many more services like your S3 buckets. You can store some data into it. Your buckets are there where you can store some data, etc. Here, why this arrow came? Right? Then you have auto scaling. Auto scaling, okay, few I'm adding, not everything, I'm not adding everything. So auto scaling is what? For example, today this Amazon website, do you think it runs on one machine? You run it just runs on one machine? It will run on thousands of machines. This website is running on 1,000 machine, because if I am ordering one product, that is one task which is given to the machine will do that task, my task will do. Other user logins, he will go order some mobile application, his task is given to other machine. So one machine, one work is assigned. That work is assigned by a load balancer. And tomorrow, for example, big balance sale is there, we don't know how many users are going to log in. They can be 1 lakh people, 2 lakh people. How that machines will handle? How do you know the count of the machines? This auto scaling will automatically add number of machines behind the infrastructure. If the number of load is increasing, auto scaling will come into picture. It will increase the number of machines in the backend. As soon as the people log out, machines will scale down. Okay, scale down, scale up and scale down will happen automatically with auto scaling. That is the beauty of your AWS, which will manage the website to keep 24/7. Doesn't matter 1 lakh people, million people log in, automatically auto scaling will take the effect from you. That is where your websites are not crashing nowadays. Now, is it enough? Is this knowledge enough for you? You have a complete DevOps stack is there, cloud knowledge is there. Is it enough to start a company? A company can use build a product. Yes, it is enough. They have everything, they have a automation is there, they have a application launch, storage, everything is there. Okay, they can get your website also. That means you have a flexibility to choose. That means with these five tools also you can go and get a job, guys. There are companies which will use the tools, depends upon the requirement. Though you're putting effort everything here, some companies says, I just want these five tools, these are more than enough for me to run my business. That means you'll get a company where it is using five tools. That's why people are moving. Why people are moving to this DevOps? Because you have a flexibility. You can choose your tools. If you want to go with advanced tools, go with advanced tools. There are JDs which comes with advanced tools. Go and crack that interview. If you want to go with the basic tools, go with basic tools. Companies have flexibility to choose their tools. You have a flexibility to choose your tools. Both has a flexibility. So that is where people are going with this DevOps, because if you even if you just learn AWS, you get a job. Even if you just learn DevOps, you get a job. Even if you learn few tools which you require, there also there's an opening. Some tools, some company says, I will use only Git, I will use only Maven, I will use only Tomcat and Jenkins. I am not worried about these two. These are managed by some other clients, so they'll leave it. So you get a flexibility there. Okay, that is where the jobs are flexible. People are relaxing and earning a good amount. Now, all these five tools we use it, right? Now, why do we require advanced tools? People ask, right? Ansible automation, I want automation. Ansible, why do you require it? What is the need of this Ansible? Why I want this Ansible? What difference it will make in my day-to-day life? Now, just before I told, Amazon will not run on single machine, right? If I want to launch this application, this is single machine, I can't launch in single machine. Single machine is not sufficient. I have to deploy this waterfall into thousands of machines. Take a simple example. I'll say install one software called Java in your machine. How much time it will take? You have to log into the machine, you have to download that software, you have to extract the bundle, you have to set the path, you have to modify some files, then verify it. Correct? That is one machine. If I say do the same activity in 100 machines manually, it is a frustrating job. You may make the mistakes, you may make some errors, you may make, if you the mistakes which you made which will break the system. Okay, you may forget something. It's a human mind. We are tend to make mistakes, we make mistake, it's common. Okay, so how to automate that stuff? And again I say install that 100 machines. From that 100 machines, remove your Java from 100 machines. It's again more frustrating job. So that is the reason this Ansible came into picture, which is one of your automation tool, or we call it as configuration. Actual definition is configuration management tool. It's one of the configuration management tool. So main reason for Ansible to come in the market is complexity of editing a file. For example, let's suppose in your deployment there is a file which you need to edit. The file contains 1000 lines. One file contains 1000 lines. In that you have to modify 50 lines. Out of 1000 lines, 50 lines you have to edit it. Imagine that in one system editing the 15 lines will take a longer time. Do it in 100 machines, 200 machines, 600 machines, 1000 machines. You can't do it. It's difficult, right? You can do it. It will take a longer time. But there are mistakes happening. In between you may make some mistakes. All that things will happen. To overcome that, we brought a tool which will do the installation, uninstallation, okay, your rollbacks, your upgrades, your complex configuration, changes in files, etc. things. It will do it in single shot, just in single command, one single command, it will hit the hundreds of thousands of machines. That is where the beauty of Ansible came. If you want to deploy this war file 100 machines, just write a small script of Ansible. It is not a script, it is not done programming language, guys. Ansible will give you a skeleton. Ansible will give you a template to write it. You have to follow the same structure and write. It is there in the official website. No one can change. You don't require to apply your logic. Everything is there in the website. The same skeleton you have to fill and you have to trigger it. Okay, that skeleton you have to learn it. And again, what you do is you can make this Ansible, attach it to your Jenkins. You say, no, I don't want to work in the command line. Just go and connect it to the Jenkins. Again, click a button in Jenkins. Jenkins will go and hit this in 100 machines, connecting your Ansible. Again, your work is managed by centralized, sitting here managing all the tools. Again, you got a flexibility. Then, then why do people require Docker and Kubernetes? Why people require a Docker Kubernetes? Why people are running with this Docker and Kubernetes? What is this requirement of Docker and Kubernetes? So remember, there are two things. You'll be working on the machines, plus you'll be working on your Docker Kubernetes. Docker Kubernetes also installed on machine. So this Docker Kubernetes, why it came in the market is, now imagine when you buy a laptop, how much is the laptop cost? 20k, start with some 20k basic laptop, goes to 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs, depends upon the size. It increase. What size? Your configuration size. 8 core GB, 16 GB RAM. If you want 64 GB RAM, 128 64 GB, 64 cores and 120 GB RAM, price will increase. How much you increase the configuration of your machine, size increases. Now imagine real time, how much will be the machines? Real-time machines have 1000 core CPU, 1000 GB RAM. 1000 core is very high. That will cost almost 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs of amount. 5 to 15 lakhs between it will be there. Now imagine that if I buy a servers of 10 lakhs, I want 1 lakh servers for my website. Imagine how much cost it will cost. 1 lakh servers. If one server is equal to 10 lakhs, how much is the cost of, take 10,000 servers, max 10,000 servers, how much is the cost of this? It will go in crores. Company cannot afford it. So there is where they brought this concept of Docker Kubernetes to reduce the infrastructure cost. That means your, what the machine cost is there, your infrastructure cost is there, they wanted to reduce the cost. So there is where they brought this lightweight containers concept. Okay, lightweight container concept. Okay, to avoid this thing. So you have this Kubernetes pods, okay, your replica sets, your deployments, okay, all this thing has a mechanism of containerization. So basically this is all our containerization mechanisms. We say it as a containerization applications. Okay, container, which is a lightweight. That means this Docker Kubernetes provides a mechanism to run your application is in your containers. It is a small lightweight containers created inside a Docker on your Kubernetes. In the Docker and Kubernetes provide you this lightweight application which you can deploy. Okay, and main thing is that, for example, creating a machine, how much time it will take? You have to create a machine, you have to install the software, and then you have to install the application. What the software require, you have to install, and then you have to install your application. So it will take at least minimum 1.5 hour. Minimum 1.5 hour. It will take minimum 1 to 1.5 hour to install this machine. But here what happens? These are all in the form of Docker images. There are something Docker images. This contains your application, this contains your OS, and it contains some files. What are the files you require? It contains your application plus OS, all the three. It is a lightweight. It's a lightweight. So one image is built which you'll put in the container. Here you have to create a machine, install your operating system, install your software, then the application. It takes a longer time. But here within fraction of seconds you can create it. That is the beauty of your Docker and Kubernetes. And then, for example, today using 10,000 servers for your Amazon or Mintra. Your Mintra says, can you get me more 10,000 machines? If you want to bring a 10,000 machines, first you have to order the machines will, that means you have to request Amazon people get me the 10,000 machines, or you have to purchase that plan. They will create it, they will take some time, and then they'll give you. But here what happens, if you want to increase that, if your website is a load, you want more 10,000 machine, don't decrease 10,000 machine, just increase the capacity of this machine, and automatically the containers also will come. 10,000, not 1 lakh containers you can run, because one request of the user is going to one machine. Here what will happen, one you request of the user will go to one container, which is logical to it. You can create containers within fraction of seconds, and that is where website never goes down. Your website is 24 by 7 up because of this Docker Kubernetes. Search it, your Netflix uses it, your Amazon Prime uses it, okay? Your Disney Hotstar. That's why, right? Even if you open 100 tabs in your browser and open Netflix one video, everyone will play. All the videos will play. Open a YouTube, millions of people are open YouTube, right? YouTube is there where you have millions of songs and million people are using. If can you put one server for one user for million users? Highly impossible. Even if you put one server 10 users, still it is not sufficient. That's why this Docker Kubernetes came, which will make your website zero downtime. No downtime, never it will be down. You upgrade the website, you modify the website, you change the website, even the 1,000 millions people log in, the website will never go down because of this Docker Kubernetes, which is more efficient, which has a lightweight container concept. Again, there's a deep explanation in this to understand this container concept. Fine. Again, what you can do, this command line can be operated with your Jenkins. Sit here, your work is done. Single stuff you're doing. And the last tool which is leading in the market is your Terraform. Why do you require infrastructure automation? Infrastructure, what do you mean by infrastructure automation? Now I am saying that go and create some 50 machines. I'm saying you to create your 50 machines here. Okay, I'm saying you to create your 50 machines in this AWS account. It's a graphical user, but either you have to, even it is a graphical, you have to click the button, you have to select the fields. Okay, you have to wait until it's created. Imagine that different configuration machine, different services. If you want to create, you're creating a machine for a testing, you're deleting it, you're creating testing it. So it is taking some, maybe it will take some half an hour to create the 50 machines. Here it will take fraction of seconds. Terraform will give you a structure, fill all the details in the structure, trigger it. It will go and connect your AWS, and it will go and connect your AWS. You will create your AWS services within fraction of seconds. That again you can do the graphical automation as well. And again what you do, simply go and you want completely graphical, integrate this with your Jenkins. Click one button, you will go and create, connect the Terraform. It will connect Terraform, will connect your AWS and create your 1,000 machines within fraction of seconds. Create, delete within fraction of seconds. That is where the beauty of your Terraform. And Terraform is the same code will be used for a different Azure, AWS, and GCP. Same, everything is same. Here and where one of connectors are different, but rest everything is. This is what the structure. In this, there are different works, guys. Some company use completely VMs. Some company says we have a Docker Kubernetes concept. Some company says we have an Ansible deployment. Some companies uses Terraform. So it depends upon the companies you go. Some companies will give you, some companies may not use it, right? So here you're gaining knowledge to crack interview in any company. Okay, that's why we designed these complete tools so that you can fit your complete profile can fit in one picture where you will get a chance wherever your profile should fit any everywhere. That is where all the standard tools are covered here. All the standard tools we are putting effort to give it to you. Fine. Any questions, any queries, any doubts, guys? Okay, these are all your tools introduction I gave you. This is how the flow. It starts with code, it go with Maven, you do the deployment. This additional tools are option depends upon the company. If someone has Ansible deployment, they do it. If someone has Docker level of tool, either way it's a Docker, it's a Ansible, it's a Terraform. Okay, Terraform is only related to AWS, not related to code. So either it's Ansible or Docker, you have to follow this process. These base tools, your Git, Maven, SonarQube, JFrog, Tomcat and Jenkins. These are mandatory. Any company you go, you'll have it. Maybe they use a different internal scannings they have, but these are mandatory. Your Git, Maven, Jenkins will be mandatory anywhere, and Jenkins is must. Any company you go, Jenkins will be there. Without Jenkins, they don't work because it's a standard tool available in the market. Standard tool available in the market, which has a lot of customers using it. Okay, a lot of companies using it for their purpose, for their build and release purpose. Fine. Any questions, guys? Any doubts? Any questions? Any doubts? Okay, all this you're going to learn in a proper structure, in a sequential order. It's not that you jumble and learn first you learn advanced mode. First you complete your 5 tools, start giving interview, guys. Start putting effort in interviews, start giving your interviews. Okay, start interview is not that when you complete a course, start in between so that you'll get a knowledge where you have to improve, how much you have to improve. Right? Any questions, any doubts, any queries? Any questions, any doubts, any queries?
No doubt, Sandy. Can we have these notes?
Yeah, you will get it. Don't worry. I'll give you this diagram completely. I'll send it to you.
Okay, thank you.
So now, accelerating career in your DevOps. Any questions, guys, from the diagram? This is how the flow your works, and based on this, I'll be creating your projects. I'll divide this diagram again into short diagrams, 3 to 4 different diagrams. I'll draw how the Ansible deployments happen, how the Kubernetes deployments happen, how your Jenkins deployment happens. Everything I'll divide in this small modules, and then we do the projects on that. That 6 projects I showed you, right? That 6 projects are defined it here. Any questions? Any queries? Now, gaining skills. Main thing is, guys, gain the skills. First, gain proper skills. Learn your basics good. Put your effort in DevOps. Learn your AWS. Okay, and then proper roadmap. Proper roadmap is what? Start with the basics. Understand little bit of basics. Then go for the advanced one. Okay, because there are situations where if some companies will expect only basics, if you know the basics good, they say we will teach you advanced. So keep your basics strong. If the base is strong, you can build any tool tomorrow. Any tool comes in the market, you can build on top of it. And then get certified only when you want some promotion. Don't do the certification to a job, to cracking a job, to giving an interview. No, I don't suggest that. Will not. It's just a criteria to select a shortlist. That's it. But doesn't matter. Either way, you have to speak in the interview. Then understand the DevOps and cloud requirement in the market. Go and search. I showed you, right? Company using DevOps, company using AWS. Search everywhere. Look at the market demand. Go search in LinkedIn, Naukri, Times.com. Multiple websites there. Indeed, lot of websites are come new for the job openings. Search everywhere. Analyze the demand. How much huge demand is there, and know your salary. Fresher should expect a salary minimum starting with 6 lakhs between 8. That is service based company. 6 lakh to 8 lakh is service based company. Product based companies will go nearly from 8 lakhs to 14 lakhs for a fresher. Okay. Experienced salaries will slow down a little bit because already you have a salaries. So even if you jump a company, so basically put one formula is that service based company express into 3. Product based companies express into 4 for a express into 4 for a uh, experienced people. Okay, if you have some 5 years experience, experience into 4 20 lakhs to 25 lakhs package. Okay, so put that formula. That is how it is calculated today. Previously it was experience into 2. Now the market is very high. So put experience into 4 for a product based companies. Service based company you'll get experience into 3. If you try you'll get more also, depends upon the requirement they have. Fine. Now this is the journey. Start with Linux fundamental, leave this programming, this for developer. Linux fundamental, source code, start with the Git, start with the DevOps tools, or start with the cloud. Anything is fine. Source code, building the applications, your CI/CD tools like your SonarCube, JFrog, everything, your Jenkins, and then you're testing your SonarCube, and then your application deployment, your Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform, and then monitoring tools also will cover this one, and then your cloud operations. So either start with cloud or start with code. Anything is fine. Okay, and this is both are individual, both are not related, both are individually used. Fine. So start the Linux first. Put effort in Linux. If your Linux is good, this journey will go smooth. Okay, this journey will go smooth. Fine. And then salaries, you already know it. Get certified. There are multiple certifications. Go inside a company. They will invest money on you. Don't invest money, guys. Again, I'm saying it's my request, because it has certification level of 2 years only. 2 years will not make a difference. Again, they'll change the certification pattern. So go for a company. Once you join a company, they will give you a chance to write with the free vouchers. Use that vouchers. You write it if you're interested. Okay. Then AWS will provide you this certification. Okay. They will give you this DevOps one. This is the DevOps professional. This is the level 1, level 2. This is for AWS. Solution architect, SysOps. In the solution architect, you have question and answers kind of a thing, and this contains a practical. This is the question and answer. This is the practical. Okay. When you register, they'll give you a complete syllabus of this. They'll give you a guides. They'll give you all the dumps. Okay. All that thing they'll give you. From there, you have to start your study. Okay. From there, you have to start your study, which you can loaded, but I prefer not to do it only for the job. Only in your company, when you sit in your company, they're giving you money, do it. Go ahead and freely do it. But don't put your money, because the certification keeps changing every 1 or 2 years. Fine. Any questions, guys? Any doubt? At least 1% you got. Where is DevOps used? It's used in your real time. That means your technology is related with the real time. And real time means in the real world it is used, where every person is using, educated, uneducated, children, mid-age, uh, senior citizens. Okay, your teenage people are using, everyone is using, because website is used by everyone, and that website is managed by your DevOps tools, and the data behind the website is managed by your cloud. So huge demand for your coming years. Even now it is there's a demand for your future also, there's a demand. So learn a course where you have a future. It's not that today you learn, after from some days your technology goes down. That is what happened with the Salesforce at the peak in 2021, 2022 it went peak. 2023 or 2022 mid it started going down. There is no much Salesforce demand now in the market. Okay, so it should not be that when you start a course, see the importance, understand everything, research the market. Okay, you search it. That's why I gave you options. Go and search in Google, go and search in LinkedIn, go and search everywhere. Take your good opinion and then go with the course. It's not only here, you join anywhere, doesn't matter, but start a journey smooth. Journey should be smooth, where you enjoy the course. Okay, enjoy the course, enjoy the journey, and reach the destination, guys. No matter what happens, reach your destination. Maybe first 5 to 6 interviews will go, it's fine. Gather all the questions of the interview, note it down properly, see what is lacking in your resume, add that tool. Okay, if you want to learn a new tool, go to YouTube, put just 4 things, you learn it: how to install, how to configure, how to integrate, and then go on. Slowly, when you go in the company, you learn advanced things of the tools. Okay, in the real time. But put effort in learning. Give the interview is just a 1 hour. Have patience, give the interview, see how much capable you are, how much you have to improve. Okay, what level of things you have to add in your resume. More the interview you give, the more the chances of getting a job. One interview it will not happen. It's not this anywhere. Even today if I sit in the interview, Even it for me also it takes time. It's not that you go in one, because every company has a different requirement. Somewhere your resume fits, somewhere doesn't fit, somewhere they like it, somewhere don't like it, somewhere you might not like that company. So there are various factors. So give the interview. Fine. Any questions, guys? Any doubt? Any queries you have? Open to questions. Feel free to ask the questions. Any questions? Any doubt? Any queries?
Yes, Sagar. Can we know what is the length of the course? Like how many days do we
Sorry.
take to complete? How many days does
So
it take to
course will
complete the
go
course?
minimum 2.5 months. Okay, that is 2.5 months. I'll not say 45 days. It never happens in 45 days. That is not the fact. It will take minimum 2 months, because daily I can't take 2 hours. If I take 2 hours, it will become a burden for you, because it's something you're learning new. So one hour, maybe I'll extend 1 hour 15 minutes like that, but I'll not put two hours, because it will become a burden to you. So 1 hour, in that I'll cover 30% theory, 30 minutes theory, 30 minutes practical. Whatever theory you learn today, same practical I'll do it. So it will take minimum 2.5 months. 2.5 months is required.
Yeah. Thanks.
Those course is lengthy. If you see this complete agenda, you will understand that one thing which I have defined, it takes time, because we don't want to rush people from different background. So we'll go in a slow mode. So learn it once, but learn it perfectly. Anyone have any doubt, any questions, any queries, any doubts? Something which I didn't answer? Fine. Okay. So just a minute, guys. Let me see if I have. I don't have attachment, I believe. Okay. So they will send you in your WhatsApp. Maybe they'll send you the details, right? In that WhatsApp, will send you this diagram. I don't have an option to attach it here. There's no attachment. Okay. I wanted to attach it here, but I don't see any attachment. Download chat is there, but not attachment. Right? Okay. Okay then, guys. Okay. Have a good day. See you on the course day. Fine. If no questions, I'm winding up. Hope you understood at least 1%. I don't want 99%. 1%. Check the reality first. Search everywhere. Don't worry about the course. Course will give you excellent stuff here. Excellent knowledge will share you. Excellent automation skills will teach you. But main is, are you entering in the right journey? Think it. Okay, because whatever the money you're spending, it should have a fruitful result. Okay, money is not coming for free, right? So what are the money you're putting? Take it, grab that knowledge and go from here. Each and every penny you're spending here, take that knowledge along with you. That is what I wanted. Fine. Okay, so if no questions, I'm taking a pause. Fine. Okay then, guys. Have a good day. If any questions, you still have a questions, you want to talk to me, you can call to institute. They will arrange a conference call, or you need any other details, they will give it to you. Fine. Contact institute. They'll give you the diagram and whatever you want it from here, you'll get it that. Fine. Okay then, guys. Have a good day. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sagar.
Thank you so
Have a good
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.